Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout out to the whole LDVC. If you like this video, please like the video and leave a comment on the video. And if you want to hear more videos like it or videos about various topics, please feel free to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you can be in the loop for what's to come. So I wanted to talk about, why I mess with the American dream still. It seems like right now the American dream is living on, Now, we all know that, last weekend, Erislandy Lara, or we can say that their American dream had a warm-up, basically. It wasn't really a fight because, for one, his opponent, if you're not familiar, he came in 4 pounds over the weight limit on the weigh-in. Number 2, he hydrated to I think 170. Yeah, he hydrated to 170 on fight night. So what he was really trying to do was just get a paycheck at the end of the day. That's what his main concern was a paycheck. It definitely wasn't fighting. Because, you guys saw the fight. It only took 2 rounds to basically dispose of him, The thing is this. Erislandy Lara, he looked composed, he looked calm, cool and collected for what it was that he had to do, basically. Now, because of this, he has the, I think the WBA regular title, I believe. And so, what would more or less happen next is that he would have to fight Michel Soro. Yeah, Michel Soro. But the thing is about fighting him is we can't look past him. I will say that, he's definitely not a pushover. He's a strong fighter. And I'm pretty sure that that fight will be more competitive than the last fight that Lara was in. Now, some of the reasons why I mess with Erislandy Lara are this. Number one, when he was basically chipping dude, all the shots in which he chips off seemed like it landed in the exact same place on his chin. This is very, very accurate punching. I get down with this, you know. It was basically like Erislandy Lara was in the bushes with his rifle, with the scope on it, focused fully on the target, and just let off and was hitting it accurately. So this is very difficult to do, you know. The fact that Erislandy Lara can hit in the same spot over and over again. And the chin is a pretty difficult place to hit. And he was just doing it with relative ease, you know. I mean, another reason why I mess with Erislandy Lara too is Erislandy Lara is willing to fight anybody, okay? There is no phase that he runs away from. I mean, let's be honest. All of his losses, you can say, were in one way or another controversial, or in one way or another, you could easily say he won those fights. With the Paul Williams fight, we know he won that fight. I mean, it got to a point where the corner of Paul Williams was about to throw in the towel. You know, they were like, oh man, Paul Williams taking too much damage. But for whatever reason, you know, they gave that fight to Paul Williams. The Canelo Alvarez fight. You know, many people felt that Lara gave Canelo that work, you know. Many felt that Lara was, you know, teeing off on Canelo, giving him them headshots, you know, peppering Canelo. But we know that Canelo got the nod, of course. Now, when it comes to the Hurd fight, you know, everybody knows that the Hurd fight was very close, you know, and I guess you can say the one determining factor was that knockdown. You know, that's the one thing that did it. That's the one thing that turned the fight in Hurd's favor. But I still believe that, you know, even with the knockdown, you know, I could see that fight being a tie. You know, that's how I looked at it, you know. I think that fight right there took a lot out of Erislandy Lara, because that was a fight of attrition. And you know, with Jared Hurd, he got some attrition, you know, because he was able to basically still, I guess, outthrow Lara when it came down to it, when it came to the very end of the fight, you know. But anyhow, you know, Lara gained a lot of respect from that fight, you know. Now, let's just fast forward. And, like, to take it a step further. Lara called out Canelo and called out Errol Spence after this fight. Now, you know, this is not uncharacteristic of Erislandy Lara. If we look at the past, Erislandy Lara said on many occasions, but of course he didn't get the fight because we know why he didn't get the fight. Erislandy Lara said, I would give Triple G tremendous problems. And, you know, we know why Triple G didn't want that work, you know, because chances are Erislandy Lara would have gave Triple G tremendous problems, you know. Erislandy Lara is levels above Willie Monroe, who they fought in place of, Erislandy Lara, because I believe it was Abel Sanchez that said a fight with Erislandy Lara would be bad for boxing. Those were his words. But obviously, a fight with lower tier competition is good for boxing, according to his logic, or let's just say his actions. But personally, there is another opportunity for Erislandy Lara. Now, this video, I guess you can say, is a combination of two, but Erislandy Lara, since he didn't take no damage in his last fight, I don't think it would be too much to ask for him to be a shoo-in for a Julian J-Rock Williams as his opponent, due to the simple fact that Jarrett Swift-Hurd has decided to pull out of this rematch for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on in Jarrett Swift-Hurd's head. Perhaps it's, not having a solid trainer since he parted ways with his previous trainer. We also have to factor in that, I don't know why it's taking so long for him to VADA test. And that factor, because, Julian Williams was pushing the VADA tests in the rematch, and it seemed like that Jarrett Hurd was dragging his feet in regards to this. So I don't know if that is the reason, the rematch is not happening. But for whatever reason, it's the rematch with Hurd and J-Rock is not happening, and chances are, I'm pretty sure that Jarrett Hurd is going to move to 160 and not even entertain a rematch, But Erislandy Lara has also came out and said that he would like the winner, that he would have liked the winner of this fight, but it looks like that fight is not going to happen. So why not him being a shoo-in for that fight? That would be a hell of a fight. We may see the different element of Erislandy Lara, which I like about him. I always knew that Erislandy Lara could stay in the pocket and can fight on the inside, but the public did not know, But usually when you're a fighter and stuff like that, and you do this yourself, you kind of know. Now that would make for a war, kind of like almost another war of attrition, I think, versus J-Rock. That would be a good fight. Now, another fight he did mention, is he did mention fighting the winner of Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo. Now, I know my Texas brethren are going to get at me, and they're probably going to be like, oh, you a hater, and oh, you tripping, and things like that. But I don't think Jermell Charlo fancies Erislandy Lara. Some Texas dudes, which I understand, it's understandable. You want to go for your hometown dude. I give y'all respect for that, 110%. But Erislandy Lara sparred them, and some Texas dudes say that Erislandy Lara didn't look impressive sparring the Charlo twins, but chances are, I think what happened is Erislandy Lara was working on some things in sparring. So he was not trying to look impressive in sparring. Because the thing is if Erislandy Lara was easy work for Jermell Charlo, then I think he would have been fought him. But every time the name Erislandy Lara came up, there were crickets on Jermell Charlo's side, and there was also stuttering on Jermell Charlo's side. Now, what I think it was, and y'all are gonna say I'm tripping and I'm far-fetched. Well, I think that Jermell Charlo, was afraid that Erislandy Lara was gonna get in that thing and possibly box circles around him, which I feel Erislandy Lara is very capable of doing. Even being at 36 years old. I would say that, the fight that was an X factor in Erislandy Lara's, I guess you can say, his gas tank and, different things on how he has to prepare for a fight was the Jarrett Swift-Hurd fight. But that does not necessarily mean that he is not built for the truck still. You know what I mean? So, with this being said, I think that Jermell Charlo did not really fancy fighting Erislandy Lara, But, Erislandy Lara has said he wants to Charlo Harrison winner. So I think that fight, down the line is going to happen, one way or another. So, these are just some of the reasons why I mess with Erislandy Lara, man. I'm not going to lie, I learned a lot about composure and about, range-finding jabs and about using the jab as a means to, basically, using the jab as basically a scope to get off on niggas, basically, But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. It's still Team Lara. I've had a feeling an American dream lives on, and we just gotta wait and see. I'll say another thing. Many people think Erislandy Lara's style is boring. Many people think Erislandy Lara's style is unentertaining. Which, okay, well, if that's the case, that you're entitled to your opinion. However, I think Erislandy Lara's style is simple but effective. And so, with that being said, it's a style that, one would be inclined to study if they are a fighter, because of the things he does. It's basically, Erislandy Lara basically has a simple style, but it's complex to figure out. Basically, you ain't outboxing Erislandy Lara, unless you're maybe Floyd Mayweather, or a fighter on that caliber, But anyhow, man, that's all I got. Full of signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and John.